Hello guys, here is a question paper for computer practice N5. It was written in November 2019 and it has a database question under section D. It's question number 7. So we're going to be answering this question in this video. So let's get started. I'm gonna open my Microsoft Access and it's gonna open. When it opens, it's gonna actually open to something like this. Then I will select this one, and when I select this one, which is a blank desktop database, it will give you an option here to enter your name with the name of the file. So to enter the name of the file, you've got to check from the question paper. What does it say? Create a database using the file name Wrestling. So we're going to name our database as Wrestling so that we are following the instructions. Okay, and then you type the name Wrestling here, and you need to select the location where you want your database to be saved. Usually there is a folder here that has your name in the desktop, so I could actually go to the desktop and create a new folder called your name, right? Your name, so that you have a folder which has your name. Then you double click on that folder to open it. You have to make sure that the folder that you are saving into is the one that is appearing last here in this URL. You can come and click on the small icon. Then when you see that the folder that you want to save in is the last one, you can see here, it means you will be saving at the correct location, so you can go ahead and save, right? And now you are going to come and say create. When you say create, you will have a database like this one. I'm going to just pull it down. You can see that your name, the name of the database, appears here at the top, showing that the database has been actually properly served. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my database. Now let's go to the next question. We have saved or created our database with this name, and we're now going to create this item. We have to, when you're working on a database, you have to start with defining the fields and their other properties like the data types and so on and so on. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff, because these on the left column here are called the fields, okay, and then these ones that are on the right column are properties for the particular field. For example, for name is going to have maximum of 20 characters, so we're going to have a name that is a maximum of 20 characters, okay, and then we're going to have a surname with 25 characters. So these are the properties of the particular field that you are working on. So now I'm going to go ahead and look at this one and say, okay, we have these fields, so we're going to create these fields in the database. When you are here, you are going to have to go to design view. When you click on design view there by the corner, let me just do that again. Let's also check the name of our table. They said save the document and print this, so I do not print any property index, create a structure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this following structure, we are not given the name of the table, but let's look and say save the document and put in the records. Okay, we are not actually given the name, so which means we are going to use table 1. As we can see here, we have got this item, this thing here, which says table 1. So let's just do it that way. Now we are going to come here. There is view here on the left corner, and you are going to go to design view. When you go to design view, you are going to have the name of the table as table 1. Then you are going to click on OK. When you click on OK, you are presented with almost the same structure like what we have. We have fields on the left and we have data types here on the right, and here at the bottom we have other properties. As you can see, it says field properties. This is the heading for the field properties. Each field here can have properties, so when you click on the next field, you will see its properties here depending on the type of the field. For example, if I come here and select maybe currency, you will notice that the properties are changing. So which means each field, depending on its type, is going to show the different properties here. So you have to take note of what you need to change. Okay, so now we are going to start with the first field that we have. The first field that we have is let me scroll up a bit. We have name, surname. So you have to also think what kind of what data type am I going to use for a name. Names usually are made up of strings, which are text characters, textual characters, no numbers, no question marks, no punctuation marks, and no other special characters. So we are going to type the name field and select the proper data type for it. So before that, let me check something else. Okay, I'm seeing it's fine. So I'm going to have name field. I'm going to have name in capital letters, and then here I'm going to select text. We have long text and short, so I'm going to just go with short text. Short text has got a size of 255 characters. As you can see here on the right hand side, it says that the maximum number of characters you can enter in the field, the largest maximum you can set is 255. So access is going to tell you, to give you hints as to what you need to do. So according to our question paper here, they are saying they only need us to use the maximum of 20. So here we have got a maximum, the maximum number, which they said here, this is the maximum number. You cannot have something like 256 here, because it's going to be invalid for short text unless you want to use long text. They will give you an error message here. As you can see, it says the property must be from 0 to 255. So you have got to set your 20 here. 20 is gonna be work. So this is the maximum number of characters that we can have for this particular field. Let's go to the next one. The next one should be surname according to our question paper. The surname is also the same as name, because it's also textual and it uses only letters of the alphabet, no special characters in our English language. So we have got 25. We need 25 characters for surname, as you can see according to the question here. I'm not making these things up. Okay, and then the other thing is a result. Let's come down to the records. It's useful to go to the records that you're going to be capturing. You will see the type of data that you are going to need for each field. For example, here under name, I can only see letters of the alphabet. Under surname, I can only see the letters of the alphabet, and under result, I can only see the letters of the alphabet. So it makes it easier for me to determine the type of each field that I'm entering here. Make sure that when you are designing a database, you start from designing the fields. You go to design view before you start to go to a datasheet view where you are going to capture your records. So let's check the next field. As you may notice, the result is supposed to have 10 characters, so you have to set 10 here instead of 255 for this particular field. So we have to set 10. So you have to take note that in order for you to change the properties here at the bottom, make sure that you click in the correct field. As you can see, when I click here under name, it shows 20 here because we set 20. If I click under surname, it shows 25 because we set 25. If I click on result, it shows 10 because I clicked on, I set 10. Okay, now the next thing that we have an amount. So let's check what type of data is this one. It looks like money to me, so it is a currency data type because it has got the currency symbol, which is the rand. So we are going to set it, and we are also going to set this property to say we need a maximum to be 9,999.99 cents. So this will be the maximum amount of money that can be entered under this field. So we have to set it under the properties section of our field. Now let's go ahead and actually type in the amount field. we have amount field here. Then we are going to select, as you can see here, we've got the properties for a text field. So now if I change the data type, for example, to currency, the properties change now, because the currency has different properties. As you can see, we have the different formats for our currency. Okay, we have the different formats for our currency, and we also have the decimal places. I think we should have 2 according to what I saw there. And then here we have got the input mask. You can set the input mask, you can set the default value. The default value is for when there is no record that is entered under this particular field, there will be a default value. The current value is 0. And then we have the validation rules and validation text, and you have to specify whether it's a required field or it can be left blank, etc, etc. You can have all these. Now let's come here under currency. Here you can see that we need to use the rand, but we cannot see it here. What I usually do here is I put an input mask so that we have a pattern of what we are looking for. So I'm going to have the rand sign, and I'm gonna just have a hashtag so that I can have the R and the other item, the other numbers that are going to come after the R. So I'm going to have the R to show that I want the rand symbol. Okay, and now let's continue. And then let's go to wait, the next question, the next item. We have received, which takes either yes or no as the data type. So we have received. Let's go and enter received. Right, received. And here we are going to choose the data type. We have an option to choose yes or no, so we're going to select that one. And then let's go and check the next item. And the next item is, oh, yes or no is fine. I think later on we're going to change it here, because this yes or no, when you select yes or no here, it's not going to give you these values. It's going to give you check boxes that you will be able to check. So now when we have this one, we will change it to lookup wizard maybe, so that we can be able to select whether it's yes or no. Now then, well, the next field that we're going to enter is the examination number field, which has a maximum of 13 characters. And we're going to enter this one as the examination number, uppercase, examination number. And here we're going to leave it as text, and then we're going to have 13 here. Okay, so we have 13 characters, the maximum of 13 characters according to what they requested us to do. Okay, now they are saying save the document and print the structure in portrait orientation. Do not print any properties or indexes. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how you can print this structure. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can print this structure. Now the way you are going to print this structure is to go here. You have to go to database. Okay, something is not right here because it's not showing my menu. Let me just quickly make it show the menu. Here we are here, right? And let's just make this one clear. Here we have got this table. We want to print this structure, okay, and also some of the properties that we have here, but they said we should not print the properties. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to go here under database tools. When you're under database tools, you go to database documenter, you click on database documenter. When you click on database documenter, you can come here under options. Here you will see that you have options. Maybe these ones will be ticked. Make sure that you untick permissions by user, untick relationships, untick properties, and also here you have to make sure that you are printing only the database names, data types and sizes. Okay, and then here they are saying you have to include for indexes. No, they said you should not print indexes, so we don't include headings for indexes, right? So then we are going to only print here the name, data types and sizes. Maybe that's what we had. We're only going to print. So now you come and click on OK. When you click on OK, you have to make sure that you tick, because then you have to make sure that you are printing the design from the tables. Okay, so you, for tab 1, that's what you are printing, you tick that box. Then after ticking that box, you are going to come here and click OK. When you click OK, it's gonna tell you that you must close table first. Close now. So you have to close this table here before you print. So you have to close the table. When you close the table, it's going to give you a print preview here. It's going to give you a print preview. It's going to give you a print preview what's going to print it, and you have to make sure that you are on portrait here. As they said, you should print it in what? In portrait. Okay, so then once you have this, you are going to just press here to print. Okay, so that is how you are going to be printing the design of your table. This is just the design of your fields, okay, so that they see how you designed it. Then you close that one. Then you come back to the next question. Let's go to the next question. What does the next question say? We have to go back to design view, I'm sure. And then the next question says that create the following records. Now we are creating the following records. When you have to remember, when we were doing this, part of creating the fields and the structure of our database, this is called the structure or the schema of our database. So you do it under this design view. Okay, and then to capture the records, now we are going to do it under datasheet view. Make sure you're on datasheet view. Okay, once you are on datasheet view here, you are going to have the fields that you are creating here at the top. And now in question 8, create the following records. You have to take note that when we were designing the fields, the view that we're working under is this design view. Okay, here is design view. Okay, when you are making these fields, those headings that are going to appear at the top of your table, we are doing them under design view. Now we are supposed to capture the records, which are the names of the people or the names of the objects that will be in our table, like the people here. These are the wrestlers with their results. So you have got to, if you not these headings that we have on top here, we created them under design view, but now we are going to be working under a different view called the datasheet view. So you're going to come here and select datasheet view. When you select datasheet view, you are going to be presented with a normal relational table that you are going to be using. If you see that some of the text is not showing completely, you can resize the columns, or you can quickly double click on the column to automatically resize it to fit the size, the width and size of the text that is in it. So there's something that I want us to do. I want us to go back here. We have got this thing here which we call the primary key. This key shows that this is a unique field, which means you are not going to have any data under this field which is similar to any other data. Usually the primary key field, we use the ID numbers, those unique aspects of an object or of people, of anything that the database is about, are the ones that we use the primary key for. But in this case, I don't see anywhere where we are going to use the primary key field. So according to the fields that we were given, we do not have an ID number that we can use as the primary key field. So but when I check the names here, we do not have a name that looks like any other name, so which means it's unique. These names are unique, so it's okay to keep our primary key under name. Okay, so now when I come back here, if you want to change the position of this primary key, you can just come here and click where you want it to be and click on the key over there. For example, as you can see, when I click on the key, it moves to the new field that I would have selected, meaning that your table is only supposed to have one primary key. You cannot have more than one primary key. It won't allow you to do that. So I want it under name because my names are unique. So now let's look at this. We are going to be capturing data. I'm supposed to be under design view here. So it wants me to save. I will save. Now I'm capturing the names that are given here. Zenry, this name is Pilcher. Let me quickly capture that one. Okay, so it's going to be Zenry like this, and the surname is going to be Pilcher like that. So let me see if I can actually cascade my windows so that I can work on two different documents under the same view. Now I think everyone can see here. Now we have got the result. Our result here is going to be gold, so that I don't keep on switching in between the. Then we have got 500, 1500. You take note, you don't need to type in the currency symbol, but let's check something here. Here they are saying that when we were setting up our database here, there's this rule here that we need to implement. They are saying that it must not exceed 9,999 rand 99 cents. So we need to set a validation rule that will make sure that whatever value that we enter here is within that amount. So we have got to go back to design view. When you're on design view, we come and click on currency. Okay, there are two ways that we can do this. Number one, we are going to set a validation rule here to say this amount must be lesser than or equal to 9,999.99, so that we enter an amount that is only lesser than or equal to this amount. Okay, this is a validation rule, and when you're setting this validation rule, make sure that you click on the correct field here. Okay, on the correct field, not any other field, because you won't have that. You don't work if you put it on this one. Make sure that you are on this amount field when you are actually changing the validation rule. Okay, now let's go back and see what this rule can do. Okay, so then we shall say yes. Now let's try here, come here and try to type in something like 10,999 rand 99 cents. So if you type something that is more than this value that we were given, it will tell us that the value is actually not a valid value based on the validation rule that we have said that we want only something that is less than or equal to this one. Okay, now we can go back and type in the correct amount. Maybe we can just type 999, and then we go back. Now I'm going to show you another way of doing this. Okay, you can either use this one or you can come here under input mask. There is something also that is important which we actually need to have, even if we are not going to use the validation rule. Even if we are going to use it, this one you are going to have to put it in. For example, you want to specify the format of the data that you're going to be entering. As you can see, we have got this currency symbol, and then we've got this first 9, then we have a space here, then we have these 3 9s and a dot and a 99. So how are you going to define an input mask so that your values that you are entering are actually like this one? You are going to just come here, still under currency, come to input mask, you type in a hashtag. Then hashtag represents the first number, so you only type one hashtag because you want one number. There is nothing, we're not going to have 10 there, so we're going to just have this one. Then you put your space, you type 3 hashtags to represent the other 3 9s. Then you type in a dot to represent a point, a decimal point. Then you type in 2 hashtags. These 2 hashtags are going to make sure that the values that you are entering here are actually the same as what you have. For example, if I am to type 9,999.99 cents, so it's going to give me the exact thing that I have. Okay, the exact thing except for this comma. Now you see it's only providing spaces for what I want to type. So if I am to type something like a bigger number, maybe for example, if I am to type 10,000, it's not gonna allow me to type 10,000. As you can see, it makes 10,000 to be 1,000. Okay, so we have 1,000. If I am to type 500, let me see if it's gonna work. So I'm going to type 500 only. Then when I type 500, it's gonna have the correct value. But if I'm type something that is more than the given spaces, it's not going to work. This is another way of you limiting the amount that you're supposed to input into that field. Okay, now we are going to have this type of input mask. Let me just go back there in the under design. We are going to keep this input mask, and I'm also going to have our validation rule, which says lesser than or equal to 9,919 9,999.99. Okay, that is what we are going to have. Okay, now we are going to go back. And now we have our input mask. We also have our validation rule, which is going to be make our lives much more easier. As you can notice that the currency symbol is actually entered automatically, but we currently do not have the correct currency symbol. We have the US dollar as the currency symbol, so we need to change this to rand. How do we change this? You need to change this under your settings. Make sure that you are able to change the settings of your computer. If you cannot, you can ask for administrator rights from your invigilator. Then you can come here and go to settings. When you click on settings, or we can go to control panel if you are using a different platform. Now we need to change time and language, where we have the region, because we need to change the region to South Africa. The region should not, I'm sure it's not currently South Africa. We have it here, but you can come here and just come and look for date, time and region formatting. You can search it here. Let's try. If you come here under time, it's going to show you the related settings. Okay, then you have to click on date, time and region formatting. So you come here, then here it says Zimbabwe, because I'm Zimbabwean, of course, that's why my computer is in Zimbabwe. So now you can come and look for South Africa, so that we have the rand currency. You look for South Africa. They are in alphabetic order, by the way, so it becomes easier for you to search for what you're looking for. Then we are going to also change our language here to English South Africa from English Zimbabwe. So we are going to look for English South Africa. They are also in alphabetic order, so it's not going to take you time to find it. Then you click on OK, and then now you have actually formatted your thing. Now let's go. It's not going to work for now, I'm sure. It's not supposed to work. It's not supposed to show us anything. As you can see, it doesn't show us the rand here. It's only showing us US dollars, the euro and the other stuff. Okay, so we are going to close the window and reopen it again. Okay, so I'm going to reopen it. When I reopen it, those changes would have been affected onto our access file. So we can going to come here. As you can see, we're now having the rand here. I wonder why we have the rand here. We don't want this input mask here, because we are under name here. So this was entered by mistake, I guess. So we don't want it here. We want it here under this one. As you can see, now it's showing us a different thing. So you come and click on under format, and then you will notice that we now have the rand, and it is actually in the format that we have specified in our input mask. So now the currency is the rand, not the US dollar. So we are going to just select that one, and you go back there and you save. Okay, once you save, you've got the figure that you are looking for with the currency symbol. So now we only need 1,500 in this cell. So now we have 1,500. So we're going to go on and enter the other stuff here. We are supposed to enter, according to this item, we're supposed to enter table 1 under student number. Okay, so let's enter table 1, right? So we're going to enter table 1 like that. And then the reason why we were able to enter your ID number is usually a number. Numbers only, no text, but we selected text as the data type. What made me select text as the data type for examination number? Yet it says number, but I selected text. If you noticed, it is because I saw here under the question, under the records here, that they typed table 1. Table 1 is text, so this actually gave me a hint of what to select. Okay, now let's move on. We are going to now enter the next record, or we have received. Okay, it should be yes. Okay, so let's go to datasheet view. We have yes. It's unfortunate that we cannot type yes since we have this one, so I'm going to go back and change these the things a bit. So now it says yes or no here under data type. So in order for us to have yes, we are going to use what is called, I think, lookup wizard, and say I will type, then you click on next, then you come here, then you type yes, then here you type no, and then you click on next, then you just finish, then you say okay, yes, okay to everything. Now let's see what we have when you go to datasheet view. When you go to datasheet view, now you have what? You have your yes and you have your no. Okay, because here we need a yes, right? We can select here because we have a drop down list where we can select. Now we come and enter the next record. They were not going to be doing any further field formatting. We have Ashley Van Breda. So we have Ashley. How do they spell Ashley? Okay, let me cascade them again so that we don't take time typing things. So we have Ashley. We are not going to be needing to do other stuff. Ashley Van Breda. We have she won gold, silver, and how much? 1,000. The points are going to be actually the automatically shares and no, and then here there is nothing. They will tell us what to type there, I guess. So we have Petrus, and then we have Fundameve, then she won gold, or he won gold. I don't know whether he's a guy or a lady. So 1,500. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. I would like to grow this channel to keep on helping you guys, so please do subscribe, like, and share it with your friends if this whatever you are learning here is useful. Oh, what am I typing? Okay, I have Ruchan like this, and Davel, not devil but Davel. She won bronze, or he won bronze. Then the amount is 500, and then he has a yes and no. So we have Shilo and Shilo Libamba, that's gold, and 1,500. There's a yes. Okay, you can just type a Y or an N for a yes or a no. We have Tony, we have Tewu, we have bronze. Oh, my spelling of bronze. And we have 500. Oh, what am I doing now? I think I omitted. Yes, no. I think I made a mistake. I'm gonna have a yes no, yes, no, yes, yes. Yep, that's it. Those are our records. So now let's see what we have next. Now they are saying save the document and print the records in landscape. So now you are going to have to print the records. We have actually typed in the records and they are supposed to be printed in landscape. Take note that you pay attention to detail so that we don't make mistakes. If I made mistakes, I'm sorry about that, but you don't have to make mistakes. So we're going to come here and print this file. So you click on print, then you come here and say print preview. If you say print preview, it's going to show you a preview. So currently we are in portrait view or orientation. You can just select that one to make it landscape. As you can see, we're only printing a single page. Okay, don't forget that you're supposed to have your student number somewhere, okay, before you print, your examination number. Now we close the preview, we go back there, and then we come here. They are saying insert the column qualified for Olympics as yes or no field. So we are going to insert another column now. To insert another column, the column is going to be this one. Okay, so you can come here under design view, you add another column that says qualified, should be in uppercase, qualified for Olympics. And then the field should be either yes or no. So we select yes or no here. However, we need to go to lookup wizard so that we type like what we did. We say I will type in the values. Okay, and then you click on next, and then here you can type in yes, and then at the bottom you can type in no. Now you click on next, but there's nothing that you need to do here. You just say finish, then you say okay, then you say okay. So now when you go back to datasheet view where we are going to enter the yeses and the nos, for each person we have got this field now, and take note that the field is now smaller. You'll size it just by coming in here and double clicking. Then here we have to check what we have in the question paper. We have this. I just want to cascade my windows again. Now we have got this. Now we have cascaded our fields. Let's see what we have here. We have 3 yeses. Okay, take note that I don't think these names are in order, as you can see. Okay, they are not in order, so we have to take note that Van Brenda qualified or not. They qualified, so Van Brenda is the first one. We are going to have yes. No, yes, they qualified. Then the next person is Van der Merwe. They qualified. Yes, they did qualify, so you select yes for the next person. And then for the third person, who is, let me just do this because I don't care about this one for now. I'll resize it later. Then we have Devil didn't qualify, we keep it at no. The next one is Libamba qualified, then we have a what? A yes. Then the next one is Teu didn't qualify, and then Pilcher qualified. So this is what we are going to have. Okay, so these are our athletes. okay, or resters, whatever. So sort the contents of the table in descending order according to the amount. So we are going to sort this table. Now the problem is we have this guy here and this guy here. This guy here is not supposed to be here, so you have to enter a value in order for you so. And also we have to remember that this is a primary key field, so it cannot be left blank here under name. So you can just type anything, then come here and click and then delete this record. Then they will ask you, then you say yes. Then now you can be able to, what did you want to do? We wanted to sort these records. Okay, so let me quickly maximize this. They said we sort them in descending order, so that the person with the highest amount is the one who is appearing first. Okay, so we are going to sort these records based on the amount. So I'm gonna just quickly select all of them like this, and then I'm going to come here and say sort. Oops, that's not what I wanted, but anyway, you can just come here under amount and just say sort descending like this. On this arrow, this small arrow, you can largest to smallest, that is descending. So you're starting with the largest one and ending with the smallest one like that. Okay, so it is going to sort them accordingly like that. No, but that's not what we wanted, is it? Okay, it has been sorted already, but now we can just come here under advanced and then filter and sort. Now you're actually creating a sort query. Let's not use that one. Let's just stick to this one. You have to just come here and select this or the arrow and say largest to smallest. You would have sorted everything accordingly in the way that they want you to sort. They want you to sort it. So let's move on. Then now sort the elements in the descending order according to the amount. So we've done that one. Save the document and print the records in landscape. So you have to save and print it. We have done that one before. You can go back to the video if you want to find out how to do it again. Now we have got this one that says create a report which includes the following columns. Okay, name, surname, result, amount. Display only the records of the amounts smaller than 1,500. Okay, so key in the word total at the end of the report below the name column. Determine the total of the amount and display the answer below the amount column as currency with 2 decimal places decimals. Insert wrestling left and examination right in as the heading of the report. Save and print in orientation portrait. Okay, so let's try to do this now. Question 9. Okay, first of all, we have to know that they want only name, surname, and result and amount, and they want only those that are lesser than 1,500. What I would do in this scenario is to create a query of with name, surname, result, amount, and it should only show the records that have an amount of 1,400, less than 1,500. So we are going to see only these 3 guys in this query. Then I'm going to use that query to create a report. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come here. Let's just maximize this one so that it actually shows everything. Where is another one? So yeah, it's fine like that. So now we are going to come here under create here. Then I'm going to go to query design. Where is query design? I'm looking for query design. Here is query design. And then under query design here, I'm going to select what table am I going to be creating my query from. I don't have any queries, so I'm just going to create from table 1. So I'm going to just add tab 1 here and close this over there. So now I'm going to come here and select the fields that they want. They said they want name. Oh, what is it? Let's just confirm. name. The next field that they want is surname. Then the next field that they want is, I think, amount, result, and amount. Okay, so now you select these fields. You are designing a query. As you can see, we have different headings here. So here you can specify whether you want to sort or not. So let's go back to our question paper. It says key in. Okay, before that we want to create a report first. All right, now we have to display only the records of the amount smaller than 1,500. So I'm going to come here under amount. I've got this heading here on the left which says criteria, so I am going to use it here. So my amount must be lesser than 500. Oh, no, 1,500, like that. So my amount must be lesser than 1,500. So this is going to be the criteria that is going to be used to look up the correct records from my database table. So once I have done this, I have actually designed a query. Then I'm going to run my query to see if it works. So when I run my query, I am going to see these records. But let me just try to get rid of this thing that has a 0 on my table here, because I don't like it. Let's see. Yes, I cannot remove it. It's unfortunate. But anyway, let's just continue in our query there. I can actually run the query. Okay, I need to go to design, run the query, and then I have got the query. You can see that only the amounts that are less than 1,500 are displayed here. So I am going to save my query. You can just go to save there, then it will tell you. So I'm going to just save it as lesser than 1,500 because it is not a requirement, but I'll just save it like that so that I've got a query that has a name. So now I can close my query. I don't need to work with it now for now. So, and then I can also close my table. It doesn't matter, but I have to save it first. Okay, now I'm going to come here and create a report. Okay, so I'm going to start with a report wizard so that I can easily create my report. I can start on report wizard. Where is report wizard? Here is report wizard. So in my report wizard, I'm going to select from where I'm going to use this query to create my report. Then I'm going to add all the fields because those are the fields that are required in the report. So now, is there any grouping for my levels? No, I don't need to group anything. Then I'm going to just come here. Then sorting, I don't need to sort anything. It just display it as it is. Now it's going to ask me for a style or layout of the report that I want. There is tabular. I think tabular is one that I'm going to go with. As you can see, it's going to have the headings at the top and the records at the bottom. And then now I'm going to have it in landscape because they are saying that, okay, it's supposed to be in portrait. So I have to just select portrait so that I keep it in portrait. Okay, then I'm going to just say next. Then I'm going to just preview my report. Now the heading of my report. This is my report title. What did they say here? They said instead as the heading. Okay, we are going to change it later. Let's just leave it like this. Then we click on finish. Then we actually view our report. This is my report. So now I need to modify this report so that I have got the heading that they are looking for, and also I have the total here. As you can see, they said insert wrestling at the top, and they also said you have to key in the word total at the end of the report, at the end of the report, where the report ends, under here. Okay, so I am going to come back here and let me close the print preview here. Now when I close print preview, it takes me back to design. So I need to have a word here that says total. Okay, so what I can do, you can actually resize things here. You can actually create space for some things. Let me see what's here. You see, you can actually see your footer for the report, and you can, our report, this is what is showing as a footer of the report. If I can go to print preview here, you can see this date here, and there's the page numbers. Okay, I'm going to show you where they are coming from, so that you see. Then here we have got the date that says now, then we have the page numbers here, but we don't. So what we want now, we're going to key in the word total at the end of the report, under the name column. So what we're going to do now, we're going to make sure that here we are under design view, and then remember, to be here you should be able to be under design here. For example, maybe you might be under print preview like this. You can close the print preview, then it will take you to this view. Okay, so what you have to do to understand is that you may have things that are mixed up together. For example, you can have the report footer, you can have the page footer, and you can have details, then you can have the header, page header. So now they want our total to appear under the report footer, because already under the page footer we've got the date and the page numbers. So what you are going to do, for example, you might be having your things like this. They might be crammed like this, they might be actually be squished like this. So you can have to move your mouse over. When you see this kind of a cross, you can click down to make sure that you have a clear view of everything that you are doing. So for example, I can see that I have still 4 sections in my reporting, but I want my total to be here. It should be under this name. So I'm going to just take a label here. There are controls here. There's a text box, there's a label, there's a button, there is a, what is it, a tab control. If you want to put a hyperlink, and if you want to group some of the things, and you can have more here. All these are used. So you can choose. I want to choose a label because I want to add a label under name, and type in total. So when I type in total, I have to make sure that my label is actually under name, on the report footer here, because this is where the report ends. So the next thing that you are going to do, you need to use this sum function. As you can see, we have a sum thing here. It shows us that we can calculate the total, as you can see, if you're over. But at the moment it is grayed out, which means it's not gonna work. So what you have to do, if, let's say I click here, it's now clickable, but let's just click here. You will notice that we need to add, but sum is not clickable, it's not active, but we can only count the record. So we don't want to use sum. So in order for you to be able to use sum here, you are going to have to click under amount, because this amount is the one that has the data that we can perform mathematical operations on. So when you click on this amount, you can come here and you will be able to see sum there. So you click on sum. Now sum is clickable. It's automatically going to add a formula for you there at the bottom, at the end of the report. So if you don't know where the report ends, as they say, the answer should be at the end of the report. You can just start by going to click where you what you want to add. These are the values of what you want to. Remember, this is the heading. You cannot add what is here. That is why it's not active. But when you click on the values where you have the amount of money that each person is getting, you can be able to see totals active. Then you can click on sum here. When you click on sum, it's automatically going to add the formula here at the bottom at the end of the report. Then you will now know where to add your label. Your label is going to come, then you can come and add your label even after you have done the calculations. Okay, so now let's go and print preview this so that we see what it's going to look like. As you can see, we've got our total there as required, and we've got our value here of total as required. So this is how you can perform that. So you can change the view. Maybe you come to report view so that you see the actual report in full. So let's look at what else we have. They are saying we have determined the total, but remember they said it should be in 2 decimal places. We didn't do that, did we? It seems like it's in 2 decimal places already. So let's see where we change that. Okay, because sometimes you might be having a system that does not show that. So if I click here where I have my answer here, I can have a property sheet which is going to have decimal places. I can choose the decimal places that I have here. Okay, we have to look for this property sheet. Okay, for a shortcut for a property sheet, you can click Alt and Enter on Windows. Okay, so that's it. So we can going to close that one, and then we are going to do the next question. What does it say? It says insert wrestling at the left and your examination number right as the heading of the report. Save and print the report in portrait orientation. So now we are going to insert. We have got wrestling here. We can just have this say wrestling, and then we are going to have your examination number. I can just copy this thing and paste it so that I have two. Then I move the other one to the right because I said wrestling on the left and your examination number on the right. So I'm going to just write examination number because I don't have an examination number. I'm not writing an examination. So we will have something like this. Let's just resize it so that it actually resembles what we want. There we go. Perfect. Now let's go back and see a report view, what it looks like. We have your examination number there, you have wrestling over there. This is the end of this question paper. If you want to print, you can just go to file and come here and print. Then you can preview the print. The way the blah is clutter. So now you can see that everything is printing in it should print in one page. Let's see what's there. Okay, they said the width is actually too much, so let's try and actually reduce the width of this thing. How do we do that? Maybe if we can go to design view again, we can actually reduce the size of these columns. Okay, however, but I think it's gonna print actually fine. So this is the end of our question 7. I hope you benefited something from this question, and I wish you all the best in whatever you are doing. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like this video. If you have any questions, please post them on the comments and I will attend to your questions.